Recording from Chester County, Pennsylvania, this is Coast to Coast Sports, your weekly breakdown of the Philadelphia Eagles, Los Angeles Rams, and NFL teams from around the league. We're recapping last week, previewing what's ahead, and bringing you all the takes in between.
Welcome back to Coast to Coast Sports. This podcast is sponsored by Birdie Board, your all-in-one golf scoring app for matches, teams, and friendly competition. You can get it now on the Apple Store or Google Play. All right, so Rams and the Eagles. Rams bye week last week, not much to talk about. Eagles played divisional opponent, the Giants. Next week, Eagles are on a bye. Rams are playing the Saints. So by popular request, I'm going to open it up to just some initial reactions. I just feel like someone has something they want to share about their thoughts on the Eagles-Giants game.
He's going to zip off his, oh my gosh, dude.
My God.
Are you Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, dude? Are you Kirk Cousins? Oh my gosh.
So,
Next question.
Since this is a podcast, I think we need to describe what we're seeing right now. Mike just took off his jacket, and underneath he has gold chains on and a sunglasses and a backwards hat, and he's attempting to play something into his mic, but nothing's coming through.
Oh,
You can't hear this?
Next question, Core.
Yep.
Next question. Can't hear it, dude. Bummer.
Yep, sorry. Oh,
Good
man.
audio.
Yeah. Great,
You know
Mike.
what?
Where'd you get that from?
If only you guys knew what was playing.
Mike,
Wow, it's interesting it doesn't pick up other stuff. All
you
right.
look great, though. The floor is yours.
Yeah.
So
You have obviously prepared for this more than we have.
first off, I predicted this, which, just dollar signs. That's all I can say. All right. I mean, initial reaction is, I stuck with the Birds this week, and when everybody doubted them, when everyone chose the low road, I stuck with the high road. And
road, okay.
yeah, I mean, whether Rams fans, Eagles fans, it didn't matter who it was. Everybody was doubted. I don't believe there was a single pick in this podcast besides mine that was for the Birds this week. And I rode with my team, and they dominated. So just a few things. Not only have there been predictions that the Eagles would get rolled over again, and let's get into it for a second. The reasoning behind it was that they got steamrolled in New York, first off, which Jalen Carter didn't play. Quinyon Mitchell got hurt. Jalen missed two would-be touchdown passes. We've talked about it. It was painful. A.J. Brown over the seam, Devonta Smith. You knew, I called it. I was like, Jalen's not missing that again this time. And he didn't. Then there have been further predictions that the Dallas Cowboys are just steamrolling this division. They're taking it easily. I'm not going to name names. Corey, it wasn't you. I'm not going to name names.
Yeah, it's not me, but we will be transparent.
There have been
saying it was
predictions
someone
that
on
Dallas
this call
is taking this division handily, which still may come to fruition. But as of today, I get to mock those comments. So
how are you going to start this off?
Not only did the Eagles dominate, but Dallas gets bent over on the road in Denver. Ryan, what was the final score of that?
I think it's 44-22.
Yeah, 44. Yeah, it was embarrassing. So, no, initial takes are that the Eagles refound the running game. Obviously, that's the story of the game, in my opinion. They reestablished their running game, and two is that Jalen balled out. And Jalen is rounding into form and shape that is putting him in what should be, I would say, currently the MVP race. So
you think he should be in the MVP race?
I think he should. I think if he does, so starting to. I think if he does this in Green Bay, I think he should be in the Green. I think if he does the same thing he just did the last 2 weeks in terms of completion percentage, touchdowns, yards thrown. If he does that in Green Bay and they win in Green Bay, he should be in the MVP race. That would be
I
my
I think
take.
he's 7th right now in odds on FanDuel.
Yes. Yes. Yep. I just saw that. So I'm not put. It's not. We're not going there yet. But to do it without AJ, um, I contemplated. So the last piece for me was one was running games established, Jalen Ball's out, and then part three is it's more of a question that you guys can comment on if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Did the absence of AJ, and I still don't know the answer personally, did the absence of AJ have an impact on the game? Meaning, was AJ being out actually good for the team? My heart wants to say that no, it didn't make a difference. But my
So
head
why was
is
he out?
hamstring injury.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to argue no, it didn't make a difference with him being out. Didn't make a difference. Although I think there's two sides.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The no would be that Patullo is starting to call more plays under center. The Eagles found
Much more.
some rhythm in Minnesota with that,
Mm-hmm.
and they've had a lot of success now the last 2 weeks. And they broke out a new set. I don't know if you guys. Ryan, you said it right. So
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah.
50% of their runs were with Fred Johnson in. So they had an extra lineman, and that was the majority of their success. Actually, was with heavy set, so just more linemen in the game, which they haven't done this year.
Yep.
So that really is the difference. Is Patula's play calling, running with those heavy sets, and going under center more frequently, and even just his play calls. I mean, he's running the ball outside now. He's done running that stupid little inside handoff, which doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Right.
The side of me, and this is the last thing I'll say, that wants to blame AJ is that when I watch his routes, like if I go back and look at his last couple games, he doesn't run hard. He's running, he's jogging, he's not blocking hard. And I do think when you have a guy like that who's doing that, it messes with the entire scheme of the offense because one guy takes the play off and it can ruin a play. And even blocking can be the same thing.
Yep.
All right. Well, before we get to you, Ryan, real quick, I just want to recap the game. We already said it, but Eagles won 38-20, divisional game versus the Giants. Just a quick recap. Hurts had 179 yards, so not a crazy flashy number. I think what was really good for him, though, is he was 15 of 20, so that's 75% passing efficiency with 4 touchdowns. Barkley finally had a game we're more familiar with, 150 yards. I'd love to know you guys' thoughts on the injury that he kind of pulled up on. It looked like hamstring. I'm not sure. I haven't read into it. I think Devontae Smith has groin.
Yeah, it's
Devontae Smith was the leading receiver with 84 receiving yards, 6 receptions. So he's been pretty efficient the last few weeks. Giants, they had a strong start to the game, but then had a pretty nasty injury to Scatabo, and feel for him. I don't know if you guys did you guys see the replay of it?
Yep.
Dislocated ankle.
Ankle dislocation.
Yeah, I mean, his foot was sideways.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Did you hear Eagles Big Dom delivered cheesesteaks and food to his surgery room today?
Oh, that's awesome.
And as much crap as Philly gets, Scattaboo had a post like an hour ago that gave credit to Philly, their fans, and kind of like the hospital staff for taking care of them.
It's great.
So sad injury there. I think I know you both are Eagles fans. Just unbiasedly, it looked like there were a couple calls that went more the Eagles' ways, but I know that doesn't always happen for you guys, so maybe it worked out this time around. Even if they went the Giants' way, I don't know if it would have changed the outcome. Mike, you already gave some of your thoughts. So Ryan, what is your first takeaway?
Yeah, so I got to eat crow today. And Mike, you look awesome, dude. I absolutely love it. I can't stop looking at you. But I got to eat crow. I wasn't on the podcast last week, but obviously my prediction was that the Giants would sweep the Eagles. Here comes Mike flexing his shoulders. And I was texting you guys throughout the week, texting Mike as well. I'm like, we're done. And I kept referring to it. I'm like, I trust my eyes.
Hmm.
Trust my eyes. And then when AJ went out, I was like, we're so done. But honestly, like I didn't get to watch the whole game because I was golfing, but I recorded it and kind of
Mhm.
rewatched it last night and today at work.
Hmm.
Honestly, I was so impressed with the birds. Kind of a all three phases type of thing. I even saw Sidney Brown do a flying knee into into someone on the kickoff. You guys have to watch that. It's amazing.
I saw it, dude. It was wild.
Dude, he's a
Sidney Brown
nutcase.
doesn't give a frick. He just throws himself
Yeah,
at people.
doesn't give a frick. But the second play of the game were under center, 65-yard touchdown. And honestly,
Yeah.
what I was so impressed by was the play calls. I
Hmm.
think I think we mixed it up, good pass and run. I think we kept the defense guessing for like the first time all year. Mike's point was right, kind of with the extra linemen, and Landon Dickerson seems to be like fully healthy. And when he's healthy, our left side of the line is just like it's I think it's the number one offensive line running um behind Malata and Dickerson, even though right now the Colto line is just insane with Jonathan Taylor.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
honestly,
Oh, it's so good right now.
yeah. Honestly was really impressed. I was happy. I think people forget how good Devontae Smith is. That this man had 3 or 4 touchdowns in the national championship before halftime. Like he is an absolute beast, and I think if something were happen to AJ, I think Devontae could do wonders kind of in the number one slot. And
Yeah.
I think he's overall a better route runner than AJ is. He doesn't have the physical tools or the one-on-one
Yeah.
tools.
He's not,
Yep.
the size difference is
Yeah.
huge
The
too.
size difference is crazy. And like
Yeah.
AJ can like run people over and Devontae just really can't, but he's an
Mhm.
amazing route runner. So actually on that Dodson touchdown where he kind of
Hmm.
like mossed the guy, I was watching some all 22 and Devontae Smith was over on the right and he completely burnt his guy by like
Yeah.
7 yards. Dude
Yeah.
wasn't even in the frame. So
Yeah. Jalen
it,
threw it to the wrong guy.
yeah, Jalen did the wrong guy. So um, honestly, I was really impressed. I do agree that some calls, I think 2 calls mainly went our way, the offensive PI and the that tush push kind of reach over and um Thibodeau kind of ripped it
Hmm.
out. If I was a Giants fan, I would have been livid mainly at that tush push call.
Yeah.
The NFL media was all over it today, even including people like um Dan Orlovsky and I think Rich Eisen, who were like, "Don't ban the tush push," are now calling it to get banned. So it's completely done after this year. The
So
play, it's going to be done.
We
that
knew that
that
already.
that one
Yeah,
controversial call that was earlier in the game. It was like 7-7 at that point or
It
something, right?
was.
7-7. We were about to
Yeah,
be in the red zone. Yeah,
exactly. And I think plays like that just just change the momentum of the game so
hmm
much.
yep,
I don't think the Giants would have gotten blown out like they did if they were to get the ball back there. Just because
totally
the
agree.
momentum shift there. If you take that away and then you take Scadabo's injury away as well, I think we could be having a very bit different podcast right now. I think a
Yeah, I
lot of
think
things went
Mike
the
would not be
Eagles' way.
dressed up. Yeah,
No,
Mike would not be
I
dressed
So
up and all that.
I think
if
so. Yeah.
if Quinion Mitchell didn't get hurt in the game in New York and Jalen hit AJ and Devontae, the Eagles win that game. So it's like you could do shoulda, coulda, wouldas every game
Yeah,
all the time.
and
But
the
Yeah,
call against the
you can.
Eagles was such BS with I think
The
it was
PI.
well, no. I think it was Jalex Hunt like made Dart fumble, and
Oh yeah.
they said
His
his
hand was
hand,
going forward.
and they called it on the field. And what I don't get, sorry, I got to vent for 1 second. What I don't get about the NFL is I get officiating stuff. I understand we can see slow-mo
Mhm.
replays. They have a legit like Dean Blandino or whoever the other guy is that they literally talk to that was the head of officiating. He says the call should stand, and then what they call on the field is the opposite. Oh, it's reversed. I don't understand how it like
You got to
how
admit
that
it's
stuff
gotten
happens.
better though. Like the live, like
Yeah,
the call-in
yeah,
replay assist that they do
true.
nowadays, that has helped so much. You know, the problem though is they don't do that on penalties or anything like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And I was surprised they
yeah, they
didn't
don't.
really do something like that for that play either, because I don't what there wasn't a penalty, that was a turnover, right?
Yeah, it was a
That
Yeah,
was a
turnover,
fumble.
ruled a fumble, and then they just said incomplete pass. And I'm like,
It
yeah,
didn't matter at that point anyway
yeah,
because
but
the Eagles were just 30. It was like
yeah.
38-13.
yeah. And like one I love complaining about officiating because it makes me so mad. I'll
Everyone
complain.
does.
I'll complain all day. But I do agree with Core. I do think the Eagles had more calls go for them than go against them. That could, you know, kind of change the outcome or how the game's played after that.
Yeah, the
Um,
call that I would bring light to, just so this was supposed
Hmm.
to
yeah,
be an obvious miss. It's a fumble,
Hmm.
and they called it.
Hmm.
They're inconsistent on it, right? So they give him forward momentum most times. This time they called it. They called it
Yeah.
while he was still moving, which
Yeah.
means the play's still
They
going, and the
called it
ball's not
so
coming.
quick. Like
So quick.
I've never seen it called that
It
quick
was
before.
yeah,
it was way too quick. So that
Yeah.
like we would have been livid if they called it him short, right?
Right.
If they were like, "Oh,
Exactly.
he's short," we're like, "What do you mean? The play's still going?" So you got to be
I
consistent. That was
I
inconsistent.
totally agree too with Ryan. I think it's going to be banned after this year because
Yeah, it will be.
last year they were trying to ban it because of health concerns. And the fact is, it's
yep,
not a super violent play.
No,
It seems like it is, but no one's running full speed at each other. I've rarely seen people get up hurt from that play. They're getting up frustrated for sure, but I just don't think the health concern was a strong enough argument. Now they're going to go into this offseason saying, hey, this isn't a health concern. This is just an impossible play to officiate live.
yep.
And I
I
sure,
think
totally agree.
that's going to be enough of an argument to get it banned. And
sure.
how are they going to ban it? I think that's another question. Is like what action are they going to take? Because I know that's been talked and
They're
debated
gonna
a
have to
lot.
be. They're almost gonna have to have like lawyers involved because they have to be so careful with how they word the
Yeah,
actual rule. Because if you say you can't push, you're getting rid of all pushing, right?
right.
So I mean,
Hmm.
you could say you're not allowed to line up in a certain formation, but then are you limiting QB sneaks altogether, right? So I don't know how they're going to tackle
Do
them.
you think
Look,
it
I think
will be like you can't push the quarterback from under center or something like that?
Hmm.
maybe it'll be that specific. You can't
Yeah.
push the quarterback who's taking a snap from under center, but uh, but technically QB sneaks will still be allowed, correct?
Hmm.
I think that would allow it. They just wouldn't be able to be pushed.
Yeah, you just can't push the tush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think the Eagles are going to run QB sneaks in the future
Yeah,
Yeah. It just won't
because,
be as dominant, I don't think.
dude, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look at Brady's rate on QB sneaks; it's unbelievable. His
Yeah.
success rate, Eagles' success rate, they say is 92%. It actually went down. They called themselves the 92 percenters, and then last year they didn't convert as many. So it's like 80, maybe 87%. Brady was like 78%. I mean, it was like high 70s. It was
Yeah, but
pretty
the
close.
difference with Brady though is he had the advantage that people didn't expect him to QB sneak,
yeah. It
where
was
people are
it was
looking
kind
for
of
that with
surprised.
Hurts.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's a good
Yeah,
point. Yeah,
yeah,
it'll be interesting. So
Yeah.
the point I was going to make is from the officiating standpoint, officiating is definitely favored the Birds. I don't know if I agree with. I mean, who was it who pushed off of Quinion? I mean,
yeah.
they were battling and then he pushed off of him. Like if a defender does that to an offensive player, that's pass interference.
Yeah.
If the offensive player does it, it's usually
Honestly, at that
offensive
point in
pass
the game,
interference.
I don't think it would have made a huge difference.
It
They
didn't
were
matter.
so
That
far.
and the fumble, yes.
Yeah,
So
I
so
think both of those are washed. The one that I really think just changed the course of the game is just that early one,
yes,
Yeah,
which
for sure.
wasn't even a penalty. It was just like it was clearly a fumble by Hurts,
sure.
and they called it dead
So
because
this was my issue. The play before that, Jalen converted the first down. They
yeah,
called him back short, and it was a missed call. It was a
mm,
total missed call. Should have been a
yeah,
first down, meaning they shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place.
hmm,
So the only reason the refs set themselves up to make a missed call on the fumble was because they already made a missed call that was
right,
against the Eagles' favor.
yeah,
So if you go back and watch, you'll see he
hmm,
converted the first down on that play. They called him back, and it was a terrible call. It should have been a first
yeah,
down.
yeah. Sounds like they were
So
just
like
off their game all
I don't
across
know.
the
Yeah,
board.
yeah. I mean, it's a bummer that it's going to make the push look bad, but can we be
Yeah,
Yeah.
real? The push was it's getting banned either way. Like at this point, the Eagles might as well just milk this thing. Like
yeah, yeah.
going to like in
Yeah,
two
yeah.
weeks at Green Bay. Oh my gosh! Every
I want
time
a
it's
whole
like
drive of
third and
just tush push.
Yes, Corey.
dude,
Yes.
every time it's like
I
third
agree,
and
Mike.
two, they should be just push, and do that
Yeah.
every single time.
I want to make
Just
the
to
NFL so mad.
just to say, well, it's more to say screw you to the Packers because they're the ones who
Yeah.
are.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They're the ones who
That's what it
submitted the
is.
rule. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So give me your thoughts about the Barkley injury. How serious do you guys think it is? I guess Mike, you can start since you have some of the PT background.
Yeah, yeah. First off, quick note on the Scadaboo injury, which you already touched on.
Yeah.
Just so people are aware, when you dislocate an ankle, to be
Mhm.
able to do that, you both fracture the bones. So you have what's called the fibula and the tibia. They
Mhm.
both fracture, plus the ligaments tear, plus the tissue that there's a connective tissue between the bones that completely gets shredded. So basically, everything is done
Hmm.
um,
Mm.
for an ankle to get into that position, which is unfortunate. So what they have to do is they have to take plates and screws,
Yep.
realign the bones,
Dang.
screw the plate into the bone so the bone heals aligned. Then they have to take other tissue to replace the ligaments that have been completely shredded,
And
and they have to replace the tissue that sits between the two bones, which is called the syndesmosis. So not that
wow.
anybody really cares, but it's a
I
major
think
surgery, and like it's why Scadaboo, with the way he plays, is he back by beginning of next year? I don't know, dude, because it's like
it
you're gonna
looks
have.
serious. I mean, I've never seen a foot be more sideways.
I know.
I
It
mean, it's
was.
like well, the other injury we can think of right now is just Tyreek with the knee, right? And I mean, his knee is
Mhm.
right.
Yeah.
They're talking about can he do what he does at his speed again with his knee after doing
Yeah, I
that?
mean,
I don't
Scadabo,
know.
he'll be back. He's young and
Yeah. It's
yeah,
more like next year. Will it be the first game? Is it going to be halfway through the year? What's that going to look like?
yeah.
More than anything. So with Saquon, right? So they're saying it's his groin. Well, the question is, what is the groin actually?
Hmm.
We say that it's called the adductor. So there's a group of muscles that help pull your knee into the middle. We call that action adduction,
Hmm.
ADD, adduction.
Hmm.
So when he was running, if he strained one of those, what's impossible to tell is what's the grade of it, right?
Hmm.
So grade one, grade two, grade three. Grade three is like he's out indefinitely.
Hmm.
It's not a grade three because he was smiling on the sideline doing fine. So
Right.
you're between a grade one and a grade two, and there's a big difference.
Yeah.
A grade two adductor strain, he will not be back for Green Bay.
Hmm.
It'll be like more like maybe it'll be like a month.
Hmm.
It's probably grade twos are more like the 6 to 8 week range. Grade
Hmm.
ones are like the 2 to 4 week range.
So I guess what will be a telling sign is if he goes on IR or not.
Exactly. If they don't put him on IR, then they've taken an image, they've confirmed based on his symptoms, hey, we think it's grade one, he's going to be back in less than 4 weeks. And
Yeah.
then we can anticipate if he's not back for the Packers, he'll be back for the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, I sorry, Ryan, I mean, I don't know if you want to add to that. But
Yeah.
Ryan's like,
Actually, I want to go over through my background of PT.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the way the groin's connected to the ankle, I honestly have nothing more to add. I did think Saquon said that he tweaked his groin and that he's going to be okay. But I think every athlete says that after the
Yeah.
fact when they're in the
Yeah,
locker room. So I don't know
They're
how.
trained to answer like that because they just need to.
they don't want to give
Yeah.
you heads up on what's going on.
Yeah,
Yeah. But
exactly.
honestly, I haven't heard much from any of the like Eagles insiders I follow.
Yeah.
But it's something I am tracking for sure.
If you hear
Yeah.
nothing, you assume it's probably grade one.
Yeah.
If you
And
hear something, it's probably grade two.
I
Okay.
think I'm a good assessment of that because you guys are so plugged into the Eagles. I just kind of like keep up with them. And I haven't seen anything about Barkley's injury on just,
Hmm.
I feel like if it was serious enough, like I've seen
Yeah.
a ton of stuff on Scatabo and his injury, but hardly anything from Barkley. So it seems like it's not too serious. I'd probably expect you guys have a nice bye week next week. I
Yeah,
expect them probably not to put him on IR, reevaluate it, let him get a lot of
Yeah.
rest, and go from there.
yeah.
Also, last note on the birds. I do
Hmm.
think and it's about time because they've been useless for so long, but I think the Giants are going to be the real deal if they can stay healthy because
Hmm. Yeah.
like I think Jackson Dart looks great. Their D line, I think on paper at least is awesome, especially
Their
without Will
corners are
Carter.
terrible. Their safeties are terrible.
All right, Mike, my turn.
Who has the
Um,
talking stick, Mike?
yeah. Here it is. I got
Yeah.
it. I love Scatterbill. That dude just rams his head into
Yeah.
like anything. And then we're forgetting about Malik Neighbors,
Yeah.
who is like
Oh yeah. Oh,
he's
yeah.
one, probably top 3 or 4 talent in terms of, and in my opinion, in the league. So I
Yeah.
think that they're going to be good, but I do not like Brian Daboll. Did you see how mad he was getting? He was
Oh
he was
my
like
gosh.
Yeah.
having a fit. He was
Yeah.
like shaking his headset.
If I was the Giants owner, I would feel like I need a new coach. I
It's
feel like
time, dude.
I would
do.
feel
Okay,
like I
okay.
have a lot of the pieces finally on my team. Like we have a good running
Yeah.
back, good wide receiver, good quarterback, good defensive line. Like, yeah, we're not fully solid yet, but if they got a good coach in there, um, I would not like the Giants in my division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. The other
All
thing
right.
I was going to note just defensively is
Mhm.
right, everyone's talking about the offense, but the defense to me is actually the bigger concern, specifically the
Hmm.
defensive line. So after the bye, they're going to get Nolan Smith back.
Mhm.
People are talking about Brandon Graham, and Brandon Graham's more of a leader. He'll do a few snaps here or there.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't know how much. I know Corey, you're probably more into the free agency with the Rams. Obviously, they picked up
Mhm.
McCreary, so it'd be interesting to just get your take on that. But like the Ryan, what do you like? Do you think the Eagles try to make a move at the end before November 4th? So it's next Wednesday.
So
Probably would
like,
have to make their move by.
yeah, I would like on, for an excitement standpoint, I would love that. I just think his
Mhm.
his previous moves at DN haven't been good. Like at these
Yeah,
like
yeah.
mid like year trade deadline. But on paper, we definitely need it for sure. And
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't more of a priority going into this year. Because I know,
If
you know
he
what I
was
mean?
going to get a D end or a corner, who would you rather him get?
Well, one, I think he should just get Miles Garrett. No problem, right?
Dude,
Oh
Easy
my
trade.
word.
Dude,
AJ and a first for Miles, dude. I'm in.
I would be support.
I think
I
I would
want
do
the
it.
Rams to get Garrett. Put
Dude,
him
He's
on the other
you guys
side
insane.
of
don't need a
Verse.
DN. That is
Put
ridiculous.
imagine him, Fisk, and Verse. We would have the scariest D lineman or D line
Dude,
in the
imagine
league.
Miles Garrett with Jalen Carter. You'd have the
But no, that's
two
not
best
as much
defensive linemen in the
fun.
NFL.
That's not as much fun because okay, two best. Okay.
Dude,
You have two of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. That'd be
Mm,
wild.
why is
mm,
Miles wasting his? Oh, it makes me so mad.
So
yeah.
my hope was that they would go in between. The Bengals just choked the Jets. Their season's over. Joe Flacco is as old as dirt. Go get Trey Hendrickson. Bring him in here, dude. Give up what you need to give up.
Yeah.
Add him to Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith, dude. And now you have a formidable defensive line, and you don't need to go get a corner because the pressure they will add to the pass rush. Now Ringo. I
Hmm.
mean, Ringo played 100% of the snaps yesterday. He didn't even get targeted.
Right.
So
Oh, dude,
he played
I
a
forgot
totally.
about that.
And they just got Jacory Bennett back. So you're like, okay, give Bennett some chances. Ringo's in there. I don't know. Maybe Dory Jackson comes back. And you make that work, but go get another D lineman because
Yeah.
between Smith and Hunt, I just don't, it's not enough. And Graham's not going to add that. So, and
Hmm.
then who they have Uche or I don't know. This is good. Like you
Yeah.
got to have one other guy. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
All
Ojulari,
right.
bro.
Ojolari, dude.
Cool. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, we will look forward at the Rams Saints, and then also
Are
give
you
our
dealing with
predictions.
nagging pain in your neck or low back? How about your shoulders or hips, elbows or knees? How about your ankles or your feet? At Restorative Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation in Thorndale, we're one of the only private clinics in the area providing true one-on-one care focused on relieving pain and restoring movement. Get back to doing what you love. Schedule your appointment today with Restorative Physical Therapy. Restorative Physical Therapy, relieve your pain, regain your life.
Welcome back. We are going to look forward now to next week. Mike's still rocking the chains, enjoying his victory. So let's just start off. The Eagles are going into the bye week. You guys have any thoughts just going into bye? Like what are you guys thinking right now?
Mike, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, so like outlook for the season's interesting.
Yeah.
Assuming the Commanders get bent over tonight, is that inappropriate? This is for children. I feel like I
Th-
should have said that.
This is the second time you've said that, so all good.
Okay.
Just
All
keep
right.
it rolling.
Assuming they get bent over
It's
tonight,
just like it's a deadlift. You know, no one wants to do
that's it.
deadlifts.
That's it.
It's
That's
a
it.
deadlift.
They're going to be 3-5. You have Dallas at 3-4-1. Okay. So the funny thing is, just outlook on the season, right? I still don't disagree with Ryan that it's coming down to Dallas, Philly, even though the Eagles have two matchups with Washington at the end of the year. And the reason for that is if you look at the schedule, Dallas is about to play Arizona, who's garbage. Then they're going to have a bye, and they're
Yep.
going to play the Las Vegas Raiders, who are like
Yep.
even worse. So
Yeah.
there's a good chance they're 5-4-1, welcoming the Eagles
Mhm.
into Dallas. And by the way, that's the next time the Birds will be wearing their Kelly green. They're still undefeated in the Kelly green, so
Dude,
that's interesting.
I need a jersey.
Oh, it's such
Yeah,
a good
right.
jersey.
It's
It
such
is.
a
It's
sick
great.
jersey.
It's fun. So it'll be interesting because I do think that it's going to be 5-4-1, and if the Eagles split with like Green Bay and Detroit, they're going to be 7-3, and technically, if they lose in Dallas, they're only a half game apart from each other at that point.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that is going to make a really interesting down the stretch because then the Birds will, yeah, they go, then they have the rest of their season. So does Dallas. Dallas has harder games after that. But there's a chance you have a half game spread. Even though right now it feels like people are like, oh, the Eagles, they took the division. No, they're going to have to go into Dallas. And if they win in Dallas, I think that'll be close to the nail in the coffin. But if they lose in Dallas, it's a whole new ballgame. So that's kind of my thoughts and my take. 6-2, they're revitalized, obviously. But that game's going to be, well, this stretch is the biggest for the Birds. I mean, if we're talking challenge in Green Bay, host the Lions, and then in Dallas, that's the meat of your season right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of piggyback off Mike's point. So I talked to Mike this week about it. I'm like, Dallas is winning the division. And I do think that Dallas's offense is as good, if not better, than the Birds. But their defense just seems so bad. Like absolute
Terrible.
like no run defense, no pass defense. So I think if we win that game in Dallas, I think based on like what Mike said, I think we can go 0-2 against Green Bay and Detroit and still win the division. The Giants are pretty much done at this point. I think they're 2-6.
And they
So
don't have the roster anymore to stay competitive.
yeah, and Nick Sirianni is honestly, I mean, he has a great record in general, but even after buys, he's kind of under the Andy Reid. He's unbelievable. I don't know if he's lost after a buy. So I just want our O-line to get healthy. I just want to get healthy. I'm actually looking forward to a week off. I can just watch football, not stress, not like just sit on first things first and Nick Wright just wrecking us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just want to get healthy, but I think it comes down to that Dallas game in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But I do think we lose against Green Bay.
Nice.
But I'll get into it next week.
All right. So looking forward, Rams, Saints. Saints are playing absolutely terrible right now. I think they're one of the bottom teams of the whole league. Their quarterback situations in shambles. They just have no star players anymore.
They had 3 points yesterday.
Yeah, they're
right?
just
Dude.
playing
Kellen Moore.
absolutely awful.
They benched Rattler.
Yes, they did. Saints are currently 1-7 right now. They are playing away, going to the Rams stadium.
Oh my gosh.
The current odds have a 13.5-point spread.
Wild.
And Matchup Predictor on ESPN has the Rams 83.3%. So, I mean, it can't be anything less than like a 2-touchdown win. I think we're also getting Nakua back. He's been out for a couple weeks. Stafford, you guys talked about the MVP race. Stafford's currently 4th on that list.
Is he really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It goes Mahomes, Josh Allen, Drake May, Matthew Stafford. And he had a great game.
He threw for 5 touchdowns in London.
Yeah, and more than 300 yards. He's playing as good as he ever has as a Ram right now. I think the defense is playing really strong as well. We have a nice pass rush going on. We just picked up, what's his name? How do you say his last name?
McCreary.
Roger McCreary, who is a solid corner.
It's an improvement.
It's an improvement. It gives us good depth. He's not like just this incredible top tier corner, but he's not a bottom tier either. He's like a good middleware, someone you can depend on, someone we can get some good depth with. He was a 2nd round pick back in 2022. So he is a high talent coming into the league. And then he's on his last year of his rookie contract. So if it goes well, the Rams could be locking up a corner for years to come. I think it's a good pickup for the Rams, and I think this
It
is a
is.
good game to pick him up in because we are playing a bottom of the tier league team. We can put in him and actually get some reasonable playing time out of him, get him to get used to the defensive scheme, things like that. So that's kind of a recap of what to expect. Ryan,
Yep.
what's your thoughts on Rams Saints?
Yeah. I would say, could this be a trap game? Could the Rams be
I hope
asleep?
not.
Could the Rams be asleep during this? But honestly, like the Saints are horrible. Alvin Kamara has literally said, he said, if the Saints trade me, I'm going to retire and go to Cancun. Like
Mhm.
that's the type of team and dynamic that they have. And I think when teams are in like this situation, like the Jets or like the Saints, like the NFL is so like draft capital is so big.
Yeah.
Like in the NBA, if you don't really get the top 4 or 5 picks, you're kind of
Mhm.
done. You're kind of done. I mean,
Right.
right, there's Steph Curry, you can get at pick 12, but NFL, like even if you're like pick 4 or 5, like
Yeah.
that's such a good pick. Then you have the early second round, early third
Mhm.
round.
And it's
Like,
so easy to hit on late rounds. Not
yeah,
easy, but you can't.
Yeah.
It's very like every year we have 2 or 3 late round picks that are Hall of Fame caliber players.
hmm
And you just don't see that as often in other leagues.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So like the Saints, they need to somehow just like in a like good way, just tank,
Yeah.
just purposely lose, slide some money to the head coach underneath the table like they always do. Because like them winning it's of
Yeah, at
no
this
use.
point, what's the point at like you're 1-7, you just bench who you thought was going to be your franchise quarterback moving forward. Like they have
Yeah.
nothing going
Mhm.
for them right now.
They, they have nothing. So
Yeah.
honestly, it's like, how do you not pick the Rams? I mean, the Rams looked, I know you guys debriefed last week, but they looked
Yeah.
amazing in London, even without Puka. So
Yeah.
I expect the Rams after a bye to be healthy and dominate and the Saints to continue. Could this be a trap game? Who knows? But I do think that the Saints, I do think they may cover the spread, but I think this is the biggest point gap that I think we're ever going to discuss in
Yeah.
terms of was it 13 and a half you said?
Yeah.
It's a
13
lot.
and a half right
Yeah.
now.
So honestly, I don't really have much like in terms of
And let
like
me say this too,
team
13 and a
matchups.
half, and Puka is still technically considered out. So it could even get like we all
Yeah.
it seems like all the reports are saying he's going to be back, but it could even get
Yeah. It could move up
larger.
to
Yeah.
yeah, a
But if the
two
reports
touchdown.
say he's coming back, then right, the line's probably taking that into account already. I think.
Maybe.
hmm
Maybe.
Um,
But yeah, those are my thoughts.
it's good. Yeah, these were actually my predictions after week 4 for how the NFC would shake out.
Really?
This is what I was thinking.
You think he's being truthful after week 4, or did he just type that up right now, Core? What do you think?
Yeah, right.
This isn't a group. This isn't a group text at my office, and this is
You think the Rams are going to finish atop the NFC?
from the first day of October. So this is
Okay.
before week 5.
Yeah.
This is going into week 5. So I don't know, that's what I predicted.
You think the
That was
Rams are going to be
actually
number 1 at the end of the year for the NFC?
so that was after they had beaten the Colts,
Mhm.
who I was taking the Colts seriously at the time. I thought the Colts were a legit team, and they are clearly.
They still are legit.
Yeah, they're legit. They're legit. It's proven. And their only loss at that point was
The Eagles.
to the Eagles.
Yeah.
And since
On
then,
a
obviously,
fluke kick.
yeah, and at this point, they had to choke to the Niners. But if I'm looking at their schedule, they're about to bend over the Saints. That's the third time. Then they're going to go to San Fran. I know Corey's like superstitious about the Niners.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a revenge game for the Rams. I think they win that game, and then they go Seattle, who Corey said they own anyway, at home. They get
Typically.
Tampa at home. Go to Carolina. Go to Arizona.
Oh,
They get
I
the
think-
Lions at home.
That'll be a
I
good
think
game.
We haven't beaten the Lions since we've gotten Stafford.
Yes, so that's a revenge game at home
Yeah.
finally against Detroit. So they get the revenge against the Niners, revenge against the Lions. They own Seattle. It's going to be revenge against the Niners. They get the Cardinals twice, who suck. They get the Falcons, who suck, and the Panthers, who suck. So, and they get the Bucks, but the Bucks are at home. So, like, they're 5-2. I personally see them finishing 13-4. Well, I said 14-3 on here, so
14
technically
and 3.
I'm
Guys,
one game off.
You know how fun it would be if we do this podcast in an Eagles-Rams playoff game,
Oh my gosh.
That would be wild.
like last
So,
year?
yeah. I'm kind of taking a bigger picture approach since,
Yeah.
I mean, no offense, the Saints are kind of boring to talk about.
They are.
So,
and
so
you're
thi-
right.
This,
Like if it goes down like it should, which I think this game is set up to honestly not really be a trap game. It's set up to be like, okay, the Rams should go in there and win.
Mhm.
I think it'd be shocking if it ended up being like a trap game. I'm looking at other teams on the schedule. Like, yeah, the Rams usually beat the Seahawks. That would be more of a trap game to me than like this would be, because the Seahawks actually have the
Yes.
ability to beat
Yes.
you.
Yes.
49ers, it's going to be a revenge game, but the Rams always struggle with the 49ers. Bucks, I think that could go either way. That's just going to be that's a Sunday night game, dude. That's going to be so good.
do you guys disagree? Like, I don't know why. Like, obviously, the Packers have ended up winning, and they pulled out the win against the Steelers, and they survived in Arizona. The Packers, even if they beat the Eagles, I don't know what it is. I still feel like somehow the Lions are taking that division. I know the Lions laid an egg against the Chiefs, but they're going to play in Detroit later in the year. I think the Lions it's going to be a revenge game for them. I think they're going to beat the Packers in that game. And I see the Lions eking out that division over the Packers. That's why I have the Lions up there along with, and I think the Rams are an obvious pick for their division because the Niners just collapsed this week. Dude, it can only last so long. When you lose enough guys, it falls apart eventually. You can't take Seattle that seriously as a division winner. Like, they could be a cool wild card team. So it's like, it seems like if the
It's a
Eagles
fun division.
if the Eagles win in Dallas, the NFC is kind of chalk. It's like Rams, Bucks, Eagles, and then the one division that could be interesting is Packers versus Lions. That could come down towards the end of the year.
Mhm.
So I'm interested to see if any of that kind of is proven. I don't know. Is there a surprise team outside? Like, would anyone
Outside of those
disagree?
five.
Yeah, those five. It's Packers, Lions, Eagles, Bucks, Rams. That's it. I mean, whoever gets left out of the divisional round, it's going to be painful. Someone's going to get left out.
I think these weeks here in the middle of the season with bye weeks are always a turning point for teams, and it always defines the season.
Yes.
Like, the last 2 or 3 seasons, the Rams, they were 500 or lower going into our bye week. And then we just finish so strong and make it to the playoffs and go multiple rounds. So we're probably going to see a team like that. And the question is, which NFC team do we think could come back stronger after their bye week?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at the standings right now, let's look at the conference. So we got Packers, Eagles, Bucks, Seahawks, Lions, Rams. That's the top 6.
Yes.
So teams we're talking about that might be in the picture. 49ers, or maybe they seem like going downhill. Bears are 8.
I know.
What's your thoughts?
Dallas.
You think so? They're 3-4 right now.
Well, so again, what
over the Bears in Carolina.
Look at the schedule real quick. They're going to go Cardinals, Raiders, so they're going to be 5-4-1. Then they go Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers at the Commanders. That's a gauntlet, dude. I mean, if they don't start with that win against the Birds, then 4 days later they're going to host the Chiefs on Thanksgiving. Then they have to go to Detroit. I mean, I guess you could call the Vikings an easy game in there, but the Chargers isn't, and neither is a game in Washington.
Right. Well, do you think the Commanders could be that? They're 3-4 right now, but they haven't had Daniels for. I feel like they could come back after the bye, get a healthy Daniels, and be just as big a threat going through playoffs.
Agreed. Especially because they lost McLaurin and they even lost Deebo, so they're about to get wrecked by Kansas City. Then they come home. They have to beat Seattle on a Sunday night. If they don't win that game, they play Detroit the week after, and then they get an easy game down in Miami. So, I mean, if you're telling me they're going to lose to Kansas City and be 3-5, if they drop to Seattle and Detroit, they're 3-7. They can't come back. I mean, they're going to come out of the bye and go Denver, in Minnesota, at New York, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah.
Dude, you're not. I mean, you're going 9-8. That's not doing it. So what I'd say is
you can make the playoffs at 9-8.
You can.
But the thing is, you're going to be afraid if you're the number 2 seed and Dallas is coming to your place
Yeah.
over
No,
Carolina or
no, the reason
Chicago.
so the reason not really, Ryan, is because Dallas sucks on the road this year. If it's cold and it's outside, what are they doing right now? They got wrecked in Chicago. They got wrecked in Denver.
Yeah.
They lost in Carolina. Like if you go to Dallas, yes, you should be terrified. Like when the
Yeah.
Eagles go to Dallas,
Right, I
if the
agree.
Eagles don't put up over 40 points, they're going to lose the game. Their defense is going to give up a 40 burger to
They
Dallas.
have a
And that's
strong
just-
home field advantage.
They do. It's the best in the league right now, and they have the best offense at home. But are you that afraid of Dallas coming to
Dude,
the Eagles would be, Ryan, because Dak owns the Birds and it's a divisional game. But if the Rams
Exactly.
are the 2 seed and Dallas goes to LA, am I that afraid of Dallas coming to LA? I don't think so.
I would be. I mean, they seem to always play the Rams pretty strong.
Dude, how Corey feels about the Niners is how I feel about the Cowboys. And
Okay.
Dak just owns us. And if
Okay.
the Cowboys play us in the playoffs, I will have a heart attack.
Yeah, agreed.
I will pass out.
The
Well,
NFL
because
scriptwriter
of our
wants
relationship
that.
with So Corey, as a quick aside,
Yeah.
who would you rather play? I'll give you 2 options.
Okay.
Dallas. So you're the 2 seed. You're playing the 7 seed. Would you
Okay.
rather Dallas come to LA or the Niners come to LA? Pick your poison.
Ooh.
Probably this season, I would rather have Dallas come to LA.
Yeah,
So
which to me is a no-brainer. You always avoid the divisional matchup, right? You don't want to play a divisional matchup.
Yeah. The only thing I could see is just like a repeat of our Super Bowl season. So if we lose to them again in the season, then I would want the
You would want
49ers.
San Fran.
Yeah.
I'm
'cause that would
I'm
be-
implying you guys got the
Right.
2 seed. You beat the Niners in LA. It's tied 1-1.
But isn't your
From the back
prediction
end.
putting us at the 1 seed?
So yes, technically, what I said for after week 4 put you guys at the one game ahead of Detroit.
What do you-
Eagles were the 3.
What are you putting at 1 now?
I don't know if I would necessarily change it. To me, I'm sticking with I'm not going to change what I said. So I'm going to
Yeah.
stick with Rams Lions at the top of the order there with Eagles Bucks.
That Rams Lions game later in the season, that's going to be a
Huge.
huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, go ahead, Ryan.
No, I don't like Mike was talking about earlier. I do agree there's 5 top teams. Honestly, of those 5, I don't really think the Bucks, but besides them, the other 4, I think all of them can earn the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Rams, Packers, Lions, Eagles. I think those are the 4 that will get the number 1 seed. I almost agree with Mike with I almost am something about the Packers just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah.
And when the Lions are on, I think they're so good.
Have you guys seen the whole conspiracy right now with the Packers and 27?
I saw something on that, but I don't.
So Aaron Rodgers was 27 when they won the Super Bowl. They've only scored 27 points this season. Brett Favre was 27 when he won the Super Bowl. Guess how old Jordan Love is?
27.
27.
All right,
You know what the problem
Packers
is,
are number
dude?
1 seed. We're done.
Here's the
It's
problem.
over.
The Super Bowl logo is blue and purple.
That's another one.
Sorry,
But-
dude. It's going to be Lions, Ravens.
Dude,
Or
Ravens are
Ravens.
2 and 6, bro.
Dude, Lamar's coming back. They're going to win
Lamar's
this
come back.
Thursday in Miami. Dude, and look at the Steelers. The Steelers are trash.
You're right. Yeah.
Dude, so the NFC is always any team could win it. The AFC
Yes.
is okay, Chiefs, and then Patriots. It's just always one team on the
Yeah.
AFC side, and then it's awesome battle on the NFC side.
So, but you have to admit,
Chiefs
the
look so
AFC is
good.
getting interesting because the Bills are making an interesting division with the Pats are making an interesting run with the Bills, which
And
is awesome.
the Colts.
The Colts are
Colts-
making it interesting.
With
They look awesome.
Indiana
You can't take them
Jones
seriously in the
leading
playoffs.
the way.
I
Dude,
know.
they're going to be a classic 1 seed who gets knocked out.
Yeah, the
Right away.
Colts are the
1
Vikings
seed.
last year.
Yeah.
You think they
Yeah.
get 1 seed?
I don't know, dude, because I thought the Bills. Okay, so I didn't show you that. I didn't show you of my prediction, the AFC portion, which is not look I got wrecked, dude. So I had Bills at 15-2, which looks terrible. I had the
15 to-
Chargers because
11.
they were
You had a
3-1, and then
4-win gap between 1 and 2.
Dude, the Chiefs at 10 and 7?
Well, dude, at the time the Chiefs were they were 1-3.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Now
Okay.
they're
This back to
four and
October.
three, and they went off.
They look good.
They
Honestly,
look good again.
I,
I mean,
I'm not
well,
even going to
they
think.
got they got Rice back.
This was the week before they got Worthy back and Rice back.
Yeah.
So they got Worthy in week whatever
Yeah.
5, and they got Rice back in week 7, and that changed the whole dynamic.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to think about the AFC. It's just going to be one of the NFC opponents versus the Chiefs in Super Bowl. That's all it is. Let's just accept it. Let's take a deep breath and we'll move on.
The Patriots dynasty is back.
Dude, Patriot fans are going nuts online.
Ryan, if you had to put $1,000,
Chiefs
or the rest of the AFC?
Chiefs. How can you not do the Chiefs, dude? I have never I can't believe that we beat them in the Super Bowl. But besides that, the Chiefs have made what? 4 straight Super Bowls?
No, they were going for the 3-peat.
They're going for 3-peat.
They were going for the 3. I don't know.
But
were they there 4 years ago?
No, 4 years ago was the Rams Bengals. Ryan, we watched that on Zachary and Corey. That was that was the best day of your life.
Mike's right. They were in 4 of the last 5 because the year before that they got blown out by the Bucks during COVID.
But they were 4 of the last 5.
So that's what 80%. I have 80% the past 5 years. 80% of the time the Chiefs make it. You have to. You have to back them.
So you can argue trends or you can argue law of averages. Everything works back towards the average. Eventually, they have to not make. I don't know.
True. But
no, I agree with you. You don't bet against the Chiefs. You let the Chiefs prove you wrong before you bet against them.
Yeah. Who you gonna bet against? The Colts? Josh Allen against the Chiefs in the playoffs? No. Maybe Lamar? No.
What if the the Broncos are going on a run right now? What if the Broncos beat the Chiefs out for the division and now the Chiefs are a wild card that have to go on a run? I don't know. You don't know what injuries are going to happen the rest of the year. But the Broncos
look good. They swept the NFC.
The other thing is, I track these things. Not that it's going to come out this year, but I'm interested to see. The Chiefs beat the Broncos twice last year. They beat them in Kansas City on that blocked field goal where they ran over the lineman. The Broncos should have won that game.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Then the Broncos dominated the Chiefs in Denver because they played their back. They played Wentz, and Wentz is trash. So, but after that game, I was like, dude, next year when the Broncos go back to Kansas City, that is like bad taste in our mouths. We lost in such a horrible way. We should have won the game. We earned the win and we choked at the end. I could see the Broncos going into Kansas City, getting that win. And then, I don't know, they win in Kansas City and it's like, next thing you know, they take the division and the Chiefs have to play on the road the whole playoffs. They did it 2 years ago and they won it all in Vegas over the Niners. So they could do it again.
They went to Buffalo and then Cincy, right? Or Cincy Buffalo?
No. They won. Remember they beat the Dolphins at home in the wild card round when it was 0 degrees and Mahomes' helmet got cracked. Then they went to Buffalo in the divisional round, and then they went to Baltimore.
And they won all. Dude, that is insane.
I remember watching that Baltimore game, dude, and Baltimore was the better team, straight up. And they they created turnovers and they beat them. And it's wild.
Awesome. So, well, let's move on to our prediction. So a quick update with where things are. It is neck and neck. So I am at 8-6. Mike is at 9-6, but he has that extra bonus win. And then Ryan is at 9-5. So I think I would technically say Ryan is leading right now because he has the one less loss.
Oh, because I got the bonus. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought we were just doing points. I didn't realize we were doing records.
Bummer, Mike.
I know. So technically,
technically,
Mike and I are tied, but he has that bonus win from predicting score exactly right.
I think we should just get rid of the bonus win. Like it's all about records at the end of the day. You like Bill Parcells said, you are what your record is.
All right,
stop.
You know what? I agree.
Stop predicting scores then. Why are we even predicting scores? What's the point?
Because that's what you do. You just do
say
it.
Win or lose.
Mike, can you just have fun for once?
You call a win right, a score right. You got to be rewarded for that, guys. I'm sorry. It's worth the hat. It's worth the one win.
I already took Ryan's recommendation. So Mike and I are tied at 8-6. Ryan is 9-5. We have a 1 game gap.
Pass me the chain, dude. Pass me the chain.
It's fine.
Mike.
If I tie either of you guys at the end of the year,
We
I'll
will
just
have
take the
that.
dub.
We
It'll be the
have that
tiebreaker.
be the tiebreaker. I will
Oh,
give you
well, then
that.
it's the same thing.
It's
It's
not
exactly
the
what
same
you
thing.
just
it's
said.
not the same
It's
thing.
different.
It's different.
Dude, it.
You
okay.
have the division record if we're tied at the end. That's what it is.
But,
Do you think our listeners can follow? Like, why the heck does this guy have an extra win?
Yeah, dude.
our listeners,
You're
I
the
think
tiebreaker.
you
That's it.
and me and Ryan and maybe our wives
And
probably
maybe
not,
Becca every other week.
because she listens to a different one.
Yeah, exactly. All right,
That's
so
so
that's where we stand right now. We're only predicting the Rams Saints, obviously, because the Eagles are on bye week. I will start us off. I think the Rams have a commanding victory at 35-14.
35. Wow. Ooh. I'm gonna go a little lower scoring. I think the Rams do well, but I think it's like 24-10.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's right around that spread line, 13, 14 points. But I don't see how on earth the Saints win this. And I want the Rams to lose for obviously like the Eagles tiebreaker and everything.
Yeah.
But if the Saints win, that is a horrible franchise decision.
Yeah.
It is.
Mike
Horrible.
has a look on his face right now like he's going to pick the Saints.
Oh, dude, Mike, please go
Dude,
go
I
down
can't
in
think
those
of any-
rankings.
So what should happen is that the Rams should win by at least 3 scores, if not 4. However,
Scores.
The NFL does not go the way it's supposed
True.
to.
Yep.
So the Rams will win 27-17, and the Saints will. And look, what's an example of this? Earlier this year, the Saints were in Buffalo. They played a close game, and the Saints actually would have maybe beat the Bills if they didn't try to run the freaking Philly special on the 1-yard line and throw a pick that cost them 7
Oh,
points.
I don't
So,
remember that. I gotta watch
If you
that.
remember that game, it came down to the fourth quarter. The Bills pulled away at the end and won by 10, I think. But like the Saints won in terms of on the line, and they kept it a lot closer than people think. I don't know. That's just how the NFL tends to go. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
So what's your prediction? Is
27-17, right?
that what you said?
Yeah, you did.
Am I not speaking English? That's 27-17.
27-17.
27-17.
All right. So standings aren't going to change
Yep,
after
so-
next week.
Still in first.
So Ryan, you're still in first. A lot better
Oh.
than your fantasy football teams are doing.
Oh man, let's not talk about that.
But that's it for Coast to Coast this week. Thanks for listening.
That wraps up this week's episode of Coast to Coast Sports. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share the show with a fellow football fan. From Philly to LA and around the league, we'll be back next week with more sports talk.